Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Animate Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. A little bit of a surprise on Fascinations website this morning after checking the coming soon page and seeing that everything is the same. I went over to what's new and there were two models I didn't expect. It was the 1965 red Mustang and the 1908 red Model T Ford models. Previously, these were released some time back, but they were released as Hobbytown exclusive models. However, you were able to find them on Amazon a short time after they were released as exclusives for whatever reason. But now they're showing up as what's new. Now, normally the exclusive models don't show up on the what's new page. Of all the different exclusives that I've talked about, from the exclusives through Books A Million and Barnes & Noble, and certainly the Disney exclusive stuff, none of that stuff ever shows up on Fascinations website. This is the first. What exactly that means, I'm not sure. I've looked around to see if I can find it on Toys or any of the other stores that I typically follow, and I'm not seeing it up for sale yet, but something is different. I'm not sure what that is. Gonna have to keep an eye out to see if they become more readily available. Maybe they were just temporary exclusives, I'm not sure, but they are showing up on the what's new page, so that was a bit of a surprise. More surprises when we move over to Piececool. There were a number of things put on their page. They don't exactly have, they sort of have it coming soon, but it's not its own page anyway. Some new stuff showing up on Piececool. One of the things that's showing up, the most recent addition, are basically what look like metal Legos, little metal Lego kits. Now, I don't know if you remember, it's been about 6 months now, but there was a post, or if you follow the Metal Earth subreddit, don't know if I ever actually talked about it on any of my news videos, because it's technically not a 3D metal model in the traditional sense, but there was a post about 6 months ago on the Metal Earth subreddit, I believe from Travis Cat, about the parent company of Fascinations and Piececool, called Whist, I believe it is, had come out with something called Metomix, which are basically like aluminum Legos, and they're a little bit more expensive than Legos, but metallic and kind of neat looking. I mean, they were neat looking, but I didn't think too much of them. It looks like Piececool has decided to release maybe their own version of Metomix. I mean, if you look at what they have to offer, they've got 6 different models showing up, little assembled models, little small models. And if you go to the Metomix page and look, you'll see that well, at least one of them is the same, a couple of them are very similar, one of them is somewhat similar, and a couple of the ones on Piececool's site look completely unique. So I don't know if it's rebranding or they're just leaving out the Metomix name and substituting the Piececool name. I'm not sure. I mean, the parent company of Metal Earth and Piececool and Teno was Whist, and you never see the Whist name, so I can't say that it surprises me that they didn't carry that name over. I don't know what's going on, but I'll just talk about it because Piececool, it's on the Piececool site, but we have one of the models is Piececool Sun Mother Cat. And if you look on the Metomix site, it's very similar to the Abyssinian cat. On the Piececool site, it's listed as 46 pieces, aluminum, alloy, and plastic. The finished size is 50 by 29 by 39 millimeters, so that's like 5 by 2.9 by 3.9 centimeters. Another model that they have, Piececool has it listed as Kun, or at least the English translation comes through as Kun. If you go to the Metomix site, it looks similar to the pink whale, or excuse me, it looks similar to the blue whale, but the Kun on Piececool site is pink. Otherwise, I mean, slightly different pose, but they look like the same model. 104 pieces, also aluminum, alloy, and plastic. It's 100 by 110 by 100 millimeters. None of these have challenge stars. There's like a section where it says challenge stars, but there's nothing there. We have one that seems to be fairly unique, Bulldog. The nearest thing I could find on Metomix is the Rottweiler. 89 pieces, also aluminum, alloy, plastic, 42 by 66 by 48 millimeters, so they're fairly small. We have the Puffer, which is mostly unique. It's somewhat similar to the Metamix Bobble, which they have multiple colors in. 69 pieces, 73 by 73 by 51. And the two that are apparently completely unique, I haven't found anything like them on the Metamix site, the Mosquito and the Gold Mantis. The Mosquito being 113 pieces, 155 by 220 by 85 millimeters. Gold Mantis, 87 pieces, no size given. Now, there's been too much time on them. I don't know how much people are interested in those. They're kind of neat looking, but they're metal Legos. They're not the traditional style fold and bend and shape metal 3D metal models that I usually talk about, but because they're on Piececool site, I wanted to mention them. Again, I don't know if anyone's interested. If you're interested in it, please leave in the comments down below what you think of it. I'm curious to know. I'm very, at best, on the fence. I'm not that excited for them. I mean, I like Legos and probably would have more Legos if I had more time and more money, but I like building the 3D metal models. So now, getting back to the usual 3D metal models we talk about on this channel, the other thing that's shown up in the past week on the Piececool's website, looks like Piececool's finally getting into the Star Wars models. One interesting thing about Piececool is they've never had any Star Wars models before. They've always seemed to steer clear of that. Well, it looks like that's about to change because 3 Star Wars models has shown up on their site. They look to be the Iconics or premium equivalent of 3 models that we already have, called the Star Wars series. One, we have the Lando Calrissian Millennium Falcon ship. Again, it looks to be same as the Solo Millennium Falcon, the one from the Solo movie, or Lando's Falcon from the Solo movie. I'm guessing it's about the same size as the Iconics or Metal Earth Premium. But interesting thing about it, the pictures all look the same, though they look a little bit photoshopped, like tabs have been removed and such like that. But there's not any actual pictures of the model. It's just like artistic renderings and poses. We don't have like actual pictures of the models like Metal Earth often does. Maybe they may get added by the time this video comes out or in the next few days, I don't know. But right now, the interesting thing about this model is if you look at the dimensions, translate it to inches, and compare that to the Metal Earth Lando's Millennium Falcon, it looks like the Piececool one is slightly larger. So the Piececool's dimensions for the Falcon are length is 5.13 by width 3.74 by 2.95 height, whereas the Metal Earth measurements are 4.33 by 2.88 by 2.23 inches. So it's got it beat in size by just a little bit. Other interesting thing is the Iconics or premium version, Metal Earth version of the Lando Falcon only has 2 sheets, whereas the Piececool has 2.5 sheets. I don't know what additional bits they've added in there. I'm curious to find out. I may have to get me another Millennium Falcon model. The other one that they have, also appearing to be a Iconics style or Iconic size version, is the Piececool X-Wing Starfighter. It looks very much like the premium or Iconics version from Metal Earth. This one also seems to have slightly bigger dimensions, whereas the Iconics version has a length of 4.57. The Piececool has a length of 6.57. The width of the Iconics or premium Metal Earth version 5.13 inches. The Piececool 5.51. The Metal Earth version 2.13 in height, whereas the Piececool is 3.14. There's possibly some error in my calculations, but I don't believe so. Could be, but it does look like they are slightly larger. I can't help but to wonder if something is amiss, if maybe they're measuring differently. I don't know. I don't quite believe it. But I'll go on. We also have the Imperial Star Destroyer, which looks to be the same as the Imperial Star Destroyer from Metal Earth, the Iconics version or Premium Series version. Again, the Piececool version seems to be slightly bigger, where the length of the Piececool version is 7.48 inches. The Iconics or Metal Earth version is 6.73 inches in length. Again, just a slightly bigger model according to those dimensions. Width of 7.48, excuse me, width of 4.33 compared to 3.83 inches of Metal Earth, and a height of 3.34 Piececool compared to 2.91 inches in Iconic. So I don't even know how they managed to do that. And again, I guess you go back, the X-Wing Starfighter has 2.5 sheets for a Piececool version, whereas the Metal Earth version only had 2 sheets. The Imperial Star Destroyer, the Piececool version, has 3 sheets, whereas the Iconics version only has 2.5 sheets. Now, the big thing with the Imperial Star Destroyer is the main parts of the body for that pretty much took up the entire sheet. So how they've actually made that a little bit longer, I don't even know. But supposedly they have. I guess we'll see when they finally come out what differences there are, what they've added, if they've just simply grown it in size, or if they've changed up the construction of it. It certainly leaves a mystery, or if it's just a matter of they measured wrong or put something wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell. It really got me interested in what the difference is. I fully expected them to have the same dimensions and almost didn't look at that part, but something told me I should check it out just to be sure, and now it seems like they've made a slightly bigger model. I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm going to quit rambling on. I'm going to leave with one more thing that really stands out to me. If they do have like a page announcement listing showing when this model is due to come out, and the official launch from Piececool is May the 10th, which shows me right there that they don't even understand Star Wars. May the 10th? Alright, so moving on, we'll just have to keep an eye on that and see how that comes out. If I don't get one of the models, I'm sure somebody on the Metal Earth subreddit will, and we'll get some comparisons. And I'll certainly have to talk about that because it's got my interest piqued. I'm going to move on to Teno because I talked a little bit about Teno last week, and I want to continue talking about some of the differences that Teno has from Metal Earth or Piececool. And because I've already talked so much about the what's coming through from Piececool, I've decided to take a shorter section because they have different sections that they have their models in. Last week I talked about the regular premium series or Iconics version, but there is a separate premium series that's just for Gundam. And on that page there's actually only 3 models. I'm pretty sure there used to be more, but currently there's only 3. They're all Gundam models. Now Metal Earth has come out with their own 4 set of Gundam models, and I want to say that at one time Teno had the same 4, but now things have changed a little bit. What they have on their own page, on Teno's page, one of the models is Zaku 2 Char's exclusive. Now this one looks to be very much the same model as the Silver Zaku 2 from Metal Earth and the premium series, except that it's, for one, red. The Teno version is red in color, it has red coloring to it, and the Teno version, instead of him having a little axe in his hand, he's got this rather long, large gun, at least both in his hand and another gun type thing on the back. Whether it's the same 2 pieces of the same gun or 2 separate guns, I don't know. I don't know about Gundam models. I know that they exist. I don't really know anything about them, but it is a pretty neat looking model, and it being in color and having that gigantic gun, it does kind of stand out. But that is one difference. If you look at the 2, it's the same model, just different with color and a different weapon. But that is fairly unique to Teno. Now Teno being Japanese branded, and from what I understand, the Gundam models are very much a Japanese thing. It makes sense that they might have a little bit more as far as the Teno models are concerned. One of the other 3 models that they have in their list is an RX-78-2, which looks very similar to the Iconics Gundam, just plain Gundam model. It really looks to be the same model, just a different name. If you look in the front and back and the 360 view, they look like the same model, so no difference there. They actually have it listed out as an RX-78-2 or RX-78-2, which is probably more accurate. At least that's what the English translation gives me, instead of it just plainly being listed as a Gundam model. The other one seems to be a unique silver model, and that's RX-93 V or V2 or V Gundam. I think I wrote something down wrong. It doesn't look like any of the other four that Metal Earth has in their premium series. It's a unique design. It's really all I can say about it. I'm guessing it's roughly the same size as all the rest. I'm guessing that all of these are roughly the same size as the Metal Earth version, so if you've already built them, these are probably similar size. Again, I don't know much about them, but I wanted to point out that Teno does have some unique models in their collection that Metal Earth doesn't have, and this is a shining example of that, just because, I mean, Teno being Japanese and Gundam being very much a Japanese thing, that they would have more models. As a matter of fact, I have seen and talked about in the past where they have had other exclusive Gundam models through different retailers, kind of similar to how we have Disney exclusives and color stuff. There was at one point a green one that was available through a certain retailer that I hadn't seen anywhere else. So I talked about it briefly, but for a while I didn't follow Teno at all. But there's more unique models, and I want to continue talking about them. I wanted to keep this one short for this week just because I've already talked about so much else. I'll try to put a link in the description directly to the page that has the Gundams on it, rather than going through the Piececool.co.jp or jp.co. I keep getting it mixed up. If you go through the normal channels, it brings you into a frame site, and Google Translate doesn't always want to translate the individual frames. But if you go straight to that page, it's more likely to translate it. I don't know. I'll try to put some sort of link in the description below if you want to check that out for yourself. I did look on eBay to see what I could find on there. The Zaku 2 Char's exclusive, I was able to find for a not too terrible price of $72.15 free shipping. And also I did see the regular silver version, which is just like the Zaku 2 Metal Earth premium version. That one actually not a bad price at $29.99 free shipping, so about the same price as you could get the Metal Earth version here in the States. So a little surprised at that. So they're still out there. I'm guessing they probably discontinued that one, and there's still some for sale. I looked for the RX-78-2, found that one $39.90 free shipping. So not a little bit high, but still not a terrible price for a Teno model. Also found a gold version of the RX-78-2, or the regular Gundam, not Gundam 2. That one was $39.61 free shipping, so similar price. Looking for the RX-93, I did find that for $58.89 plus $18.99 shipping, so kind of getting up there. And just doing a general search for Teno Gundam on eBay, I did find the Zgok version, the Piececool version of the Zgok, for a whopping $19.75 plus a measly $15 shipping and handling for that. So they're out there. The prices wildly vary. Why would you get the Zgok version for $119 when you can get the Metal Earth version for way cheaper? But then you've got like the red and gold ones that were exclusive to Iconics that really aren't that terrible a price. So if you really are a collector and want to get them, they're out there. And that's why I'm bringing this up. So moving on from that, I'm not really seeing anything new on AliExpress. When I was searching last night or this morning, I did see on crazytoys.co.uk they've started listing the Piececool shops that we talked about previously. We've got the pawn shop, the rogue shop, the restaurant, and the pawn shop. We're all on the crazytoys.co.uk. I'll leave a link in the description down below. They'll probably show up on Crazy Toys AliExpress store before long, and they'll probably start showing up in other places on AliExpress pretty soon as well. Beyond that, there's not really anything I'm noticing new on AliExpress this week, though. AliExpress is a big place, and there absolutely could be something out there that I've missed. And that brings us to the giveaway portion of this video. I've been doing a giveaway for the past few weeks. We're nearing the end of that, but last week I had announced that I was giving away Iron Man plus your pick of 3 of the remaining 6 other models that I had in my collection. Congratulations to Laurent Palm, I believe is how you say that, from France, So we have our first out of the US winner in this giveaway. Congratulations to Laurent Palm. Laurent is going to get the Iron Man model and has chosen Megatron, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the P-51 Mustang. So that leaves 3 models left for me to give away, plus one that I mentioned quite some time back but haven't been talking about lately. We still have Twilight Sparkle. Yes, I know probably not that many people excited about that. We do still have Porky Pig, and I have seen people interested in these models in the listings for the giveaway, but unfortunately those weren't the random winners. And we still have the Cessna 182 float plane, which is kind of a surprise because I know a number of people have asked about that one. But this week I've got one I've been holding back that I'm going to combine with those 3 for the final in this series of giveaways. I have an unopened Cat mining truck. Not one of the recolors, but an actual Cat branded mining truck. I've been sitting on this one for a while. I got it not too long after I actually built the mining truck. I was hoping to get a different Cat model, but that's the one I got, and I'm going to give it away. So I know there are still some people out there wanting to get the Cat models. I wish I had more, and the Cat's models were discontinued, surprisingly, and replaced with a color version, which is still cool. But this week I have a Cat model going to one lucky winner. We are once again opening this up to anybody, not just the U.S., anybody that I can legally send mail to. You're going to get entered in for Cat model, Twilight Sparkle, Porky Pig, and the Cessna float plane if you want them. I'm not going to force them on you. If there's one you don't want, you can always let me know. But just a simple giveaway. Last of the remaining models that I have extra in my collection, and just to kind of keep people busy while they sit at home, because I know a lot of places are extending the quarantine, or not quarantine, but the stay-at-home orders, which I think is for the safety of people in large is a good thing. I certainly know there's a lot of issues with the economy and people with job loss. I really wish better systems were in place to cover that. There should be. We are, I don't want to get political, but we are a big country and an advanced country, and a lot of these things should be better in place for things like this. But I'm hoping everybody the best in getting through this difficult time, and for those people like me who like to build models, here's some for you to build. We got to talk about rules. The rules are pretty much the same. It's open to any address as long as I can ship there legally. Once again, Code Wookie will be helping me out at metalbuilder.com with a post that you can enter in the necessary information to enter this giveaway. I will put a link in the description down below, or you can just go to metalearthbuilder.com and look for the most recent post. I'm not sure what creative name. Can't remember what creative name he's decided to give it this time. But I will need a name. We'll need a name from you that I can announce as a winner. We'll need an email address to contact you to let you know you've won and verify your address, or take care of any problems that might arise. I will need a shipping address where I can send this model to if you win, because without that, what's the point? You will need to answer one question just to show that you've talked about, or just to show that you've actually watched this video. What interesting Teno models did I talk about this time? Something along those lines. The winner will receive the Cat mining truck, the Cessna float plane, the Legends Porky Pig, the Twilight Sparkle. Must enter by Wednesday, May 6, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. After that point, my understanding is the entry post will disappear, and I will announce the winner next Friday's video. And please, again, do not put your personal information in the comments down below. That's not how you enter this contest, and just not a safe thing to do. There are malicious people out there, unfortunately, that will take that information and do potentially malicious things. I have been asked before, I almost forgot how many people entered this last time. I think it was 43 people entered the contest, so it's been around 38 to 43 people every time I've had a giveaway. I keep saying contest, I mean giveaway. Every time I've had a giveaway, it's been about 38 to 43 people entering. I've seen some of the same names. This is going to be the last one for the foreseeable future, so good luck to all of you. I wish I could just constantly run giveaways all the time, and if at all possible in the future that I can, I will. But moving on, being the beginning of a new month, it is time just say thank you to my Patreon supporters who have continued to make these videos and this channel possible, to continue to help me pay the bills behind the scenes so I can sit here and build these models and talk about them. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you, Andrew S. Thank you, Chris Paskowicz. Thank you, George Bell. Thank you, Giovanni Filardo. Thank you, Hugh Morrison. Thank you, James Herring. Thank you, Kaj Nielsen. Thank you, Kamal McCoon. Thank you, Ken Crowan. Thank you, Kendall Fargo. Thank you, Man Home. Thank you, Phil Miller. Thank you, Seth Bell. Thank you, Seth Bell. Thank you, Timothy Green. Thank you, Timothy Vogel. And thank you, Willie Porter. I appreciate every one of you for supporting this channel. And I'm sure everybody watching thanks you to some degree, whether we know it or not. Thank you for helping support this channel. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, the links in the description down below to a lot of the things I talk about, as well as links to enter the giveaway should you choose to do so. And I will see you next week, if not sooner, with another build. I've got an A-Wing build that I've got to complete and get out, and another couple of, well, Wild West and Star Wars models that I want to work on. So see you soon. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe. Good luck in these difficult times. And as always, keep it on.